Hello, hello, hello. My name is Radi Stalash, and my mission is to inspire and empower people to elevate their personal and business lives. And today I have an incredible guy, incredible human being, Romeo Marquez Jr., for an interview, a best-selling author of the Success Messages, a speaker. He's just phenomenal guy. I met him through Jack Canfield's work, and he was so ahead of me in this industry, and I have learned so much from him, and I'm so honored that for all his help, and I'm so honored that he will be speaking at my live event, Goal Achievement Academy. Welcome,
Thank
Romeo.
you, Radis. And I have to say, I learned a lot from you. You inspire me in many ways, from your energy, your mindset, and your just work ethic. So I appreciate you. I am.
Ah, wonderful. You know, it's like attracts like. I believe in that similar energies, and so what you put out, you get back. And I'm just so excited today to talk to you about how to find and keep love, because you recently got married. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
How long did you date before you got married?
I say 23 years, but that's, I mean, of course, I'm over exaggerating that because she was my girlfriend when I was 11 years old, but we broke up. But we stayed in touch over time. And so I say, oh yeah, since we were 11 years old. But in actuality, it's probably two and a half, 3 years, no, give or take.
Okay. Yeah, very nice. Well, I've seen your relationship is beautiful, and I think it's something that when people see happy couples, you know, the ones who haven't found love yet, they wonder, you know, how did they meet? How do you find that one person? So I'm going to just dive right into the first question is, you know, what some tips and strategies that you would like to give to the ones who are dating and putting themselves out there, but they not finding their true love. So what are the tips and strategies you like to share?
So one of the things on how to find love or how to find your, significant other, the one as they call it, is a strategy is listing things that you first don't want in a person. Like somebody who isn't healthy, this is for me, somebody who isn't healthy, somebody who's not driven, somebody who's just lazy, and on and on and on. So you list your don't wants, and then you go ahead and just take the opposite of that and say what it is, or create a list of what it is you do want. I want somebody who's hardworking. I want somebody who's goal driven, somebody who has similar dreams to mine, somebody who wants kids, somebody who wants to live in the Bay Area, somebody who wants a big home, somebody who takes care of themselves, somebody who doesn't have to necessarily depend on me all the time, and has their own way of doing their own thing, and on and on. So I think just being clear and actually writing it down helps, because a lot of times, whatever it is, we're in our heads a lot. So if you actually write it out of what it is you don't want and see what it is that you do want, you'll be more clear on what you're seeking.
Oh, I like it, actually. I think that's so true that a lot of people don't take the time. And I think the other thing would probably, I know you talk a lot about this, just then also be the person that you want to attract.
Oh yeah,
right?
100%.
You talk about a lot about that.
And I think, a lot of the times we, and it's being, okay, a lot of times we want to try to fit our personality so that we try to make the other person happy. But you have to, number one, be yourself. If you can't be yourself around a specific somebody that you're really interested, then I'm going to tell you right now, that's not the person you want to be around or you want to be with for the rest of your life. You want to be able to talk about your goals and dreams. You also want to be goofy. You also want to have fun. You also want to just be your authentic self. Because when you're constantly trying to, fit that person's needs or trying to be somebody you're not, it's not going to be a good match. And so if you want to be with a happy person, then you yourself have to find ways to bring happiness. And the way to bring happiness, this could be a whole different topic, is by just the gift of giving, just giving love, giving more of what you want to attract. So if you want more happiness, give happiness. If you want more kindness in your life, give out more kindness, and on and on.
I love, and that's just a powerful rule for everything. And but kind of what you said, when I was dating, I would go on so many dates and I would feel like when I after left, it's like there was no connection and I didn't feel like I could be myself. And then I was asking myself, like, is something wrong with
Yeah.
me? And then when I found the right person, Kimberly, that I just recently got engaged to,
Congratulations.
I thank you. Thank you. And I just, once I met her, it just felt so natural. I could be myself. I could be goofy. I can say silly things that I usually say, and I used to be embarrassed. But now I can be truly myself. And I agree with you. That's
I want to tag
fantastic.
upon that. Like, sometimes we hope to go to on that first date and it'll be that person because the description fits it. And somewhere along the line, it's some way, somehow, it doesn't fit. And so you have to go through certain people or meet enough people to get to the one. It's like getting to the touchdown, right? You have to go through a few first downs and a few yards, and some of it's going to be difficult. But at the end of the day, you're going to hit the finish line, and you're going to realize that it was all worth it. You know, everything
That's fantastic.
happens in perfect timing. Trust us. Happens.
Very, very, very true. Agree. Couldn't agree more. So the next thing is I want to talk about to you is about I see a lot of people, they meet somebody, and it could be a guy meeting a girl meeting a guy, and then they're not quite sure if that person is the right person. They've been dating for a while, a couple of weeks, sometimes even a couple of months, but they're still not sure if that is the right person. So what do you say? Like, what are your tips, like, for people? Like, how do you know when you have found the right person?
This is a question that I've asked many couples because before Jen, my wife right now, I've had other girlfriends and I question, like, is this the one? And then I'd ask a lot of other successful couples, like, how do you know they're the one? And then they always say, you just know. And I've always thought that was BS, but it really is a feeling. But if you want some guidance on that, there are a lot of questions that you have to ask yourself. Like for me, number one is going back to what we were saying earlier, is can you really be yourself around them? Can you just be free to laugh, to cry, to be vulnerable without feeling judged? I think a lot of relationships, there's a lot of insecurities going on. So, and that comes from not being yourself. And then that goes on to say the other question is, can you trust this person? Not worry about this person. Can you just allow them to be themselves on their own without you? Another question is, you go back to your list of what you wrote down on what it is you do want. They may not fit. They may fit everything. They may not fit everything, but at least there's like a good handful of qualities that go, okay, this is a match energetically, spiritually, all in one. That is going to also, I think, another great thing to ask yourself: will this person help me grow? I think that's another important question to ask, because we as people are, want to grow, we want to learn, and we want to evolve. And so you want to, in order to not be stuck with somebody and just go through a relationship where you're just like dragging it out, see if this person is somebody that's going to challenge you, stretch you, and help you grow. And ultimately, does this person believe in you? And I put that out because me and Jen, have a lot of goals and dreams. And, one of the things we notice is that we cheer each other on. When you got two people cheering each other on, it just makes a solid team. And lastly, it's going back to, we were talking about this before we started this call, about having somebody that's constantly smothering you all up in your business, calling you, texting you, all that, just smothering you with all this stuff where you're like, hold on, let me breathe. So if this person allows you to breathe, if this person allows you to do your thing, and you allow her or him to do their own thing and just have that independent life, so that they can truly be themselves, then I think that helps. Because when you allow each other to, be themselves outside of the relationship, it's a healthy thing, so that when you guys do come together, you can, again, be yourself around each other. And so it's just joining of, I don't know how to put this into words. it's a
It
feeling.
it
It really is a feeling, and I think
it is.
it's you just, and that's where with all those questions, and if it's all of a like majority are a yes, then that person's the one.
Mhm. Yeah. It's I love the way you put it all together. I remember on my second date with my fiance, we went on a second date, and I was walking around. We just did silly, simple things. We went and got ice cream. We had, we just walked around, and I remember walking and just I almost like freaked out. It's just so natural. It was so amazing already in second date. It was just that feeling was already there. I'm like, it's only second date. Like, are you crazy? This is only second date. And but you're right. Once you know, but you have to give a little bit more time. But I think the biggest thing is don't overthink it and don't create problems where there are
Yeah,
no
yeah.
problems. Sometimes you start looking like everything is perfect, but you start looking like, well, she's not quite, he's not quite this way. And then you start, if you catch yourself finding bad things about the other person, that you have to catch yourself and be like, okay, like overall, if the feeling is there and everything kind of like is a check, don't look for something that it's not there. That's for good and
Yes,
bad.
yeah. I think just to piggyback on that real quick, like you said, you don't want to, if you're still on this search of finding or seeing if this is the right person, stop looking at all the bad things about this person. Like do more so uh, an assessment of seeing all the great things. And, if all the great things don't fit your great list, then it's okay. Keep it moving, keep it moving.
Exactly. And the final question, I know you're gonna have have 3 tips for people that are already in relationship, they've been dating or been married for a while, and as you know, it takes a lot of work. It's just, great relationships don't happen by an accident, like anything else in life. Whether it's business relationships, anything really, it takes an effort. It takes a thought, and so, what would be 3 tips for those who are already in a relationship, whether dating or married, to help them keep their relationship alive and vibrant and just full of excitement?
So there are a few techniques to this. One of them being scheduling date nights, scheduling date weekends, scheduling quarterly mini vacations, or schedule an annual vacation. Whatever the case is, like schedule something in and keep it consistent. Because as you know, as you were stating, we become overwhelmed with work, family, kids, and all this stuff that we forget to like actually connect. And just having, and that you could create a list to simplify it, right? If we were to get into scheduling a date night every single week, yeah, once a week, going back to a list, like list all the things that may cost money, right? And list, like, let's say 10 things, list 10 things that do cost money, and then list 10 things that don't cost money. Because every time people, well, at least when I think of date, I think of dinner and a movie, right? But something as simple
Yeah.
as watching some Netflix, cooking together. It could be just walking around the park for an hour, or just going by the beach. Like that in itself, like that's just gold. And then you could go on to check out your favorite restaurant, or go to Napa, drink some wine, go to the other side of the city that you haven't ever experienced, get a massage together. Whatever it is, schedule it. That's one. Number two
Okay.
is understanding their love language. So there's a book called The 5 Love Languages, and the 5 primary love languages are acts of service, touch, words of affirmation, gifts, and quality time. And so my love language is touch and words of affirmation, and then my wife's is
Same here.
my wife's is quality time and acts of service. So to keep the relationship fresh, I have to intentionally ask myself, what can I do to feed her love language? So if there's like a mess, like I'll clean it up without her asking. I'll like make the bed. I'll go, behind her, or when she's laying down, I'll massage her, like just doing things for her so she feels like a queen. Or quality time. I know that I like to be busy or whatnot, but just
I
down
love it.
helps.
Hmm.
So feeding each
I
other's
love it.
love language, and then the last thing I want to say before we end this is to share more appreciation with one another. I think even before the night ends or before they go off to work, just sharing an appreciation of who they are and what they mean to you. And that could be verbally, that could be through a letter, that could be through an email, it could be through a random text. So, sometimes you might text like, oh, what are we gonna have for dinner tonight? Maybe it might not be that for tonight. Maybe it's, I just wanna say that I love and appreciate how you just told me I looked handsome yesterday. or just saying how you made dinner, or how you are just being yourself and how you believe in me. Like those little acts of appreciation go a long way, because we're in a world that constantly focuses on negativity, and especially at work, people don't get appreciated for what they do. So constantly feeding that appreciation will strengthen your love muscle.
You just inspire me. You know what? The first thing I'm going to do when I'm done, I'm going to text my fiance, tell her what I appreciate about her. So thank you for that, Romeo. It's your true blessing, and I know you're going to share so much more at the seminar. I know you're going to spend a lot more time talking about the love languages, how to find what's the difference between all of them, and I know you're going to create a lot more value. This is like a sneak peek to all of those.
There's a little Costco sample.
Exactly. So what is the last final thing that you want to say to those who are sitting on the sidelines and thinking like, oh, I should attend this event, I should focus on myself, but yet they haven't signed up and they haven't taken action? What would you say?
If you're ready, if you want to take your life to the next level, your business, your relationships, your successes, if you want to stretch yourself so that you can live the life that you deserve and ever dreamed of, honestly, this is going to be a rock star event. And if you're even just thinking like, should I go? Here are words. These are the words that my first acting teacher told me that changed my life. And she said, you won't know if you don't go. So if you go, there's going to be a lot of magic. I promise you, it's going to be one of the best events you will ever attend. Like, it's time. Like, one of my sayings is like, it's time. And what that means is to do it now. Because when you do it now, NOW, you have new opportunities waiting, new miracles waiting. So 2016 is going to be the best year of your life. And when you attend. Go.
Exactly. I completely agree. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Romeo. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for your kindness. And I look forward to seeing you in 2016, January 8th, 9th, and 10th at Goal Achievement Academy. And thank you guys for watching. Make it a great day. And I'll be back next week with some new content. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.